Hello, long time no vlog. It's been a minute. Oh my god. I think I should make this channel um a hair channel now because every time I shop on this channel I have a new hairstyle. So yeah, I got a haircut and at this juncture I have to say that I think the dog is mourning. I don't know why. It's barking. No. Anyway, karibuni sana kwa my channel nimekaa. Thank you for people who check on me and they're like, so is your YouTube channel still on? Thank you. It's still on. I have learned one or two things of how to manage things. But here I am today with a story. Judging from the title of the video, yeah, my boss pranked me. Okay, how I got pranked by my boss. And this story was inspired by, if you watch, okay, if you're on YouTube, of course you're on YouTube. There's a channel called CTA. It's a channel run by a guy called Ace. It's called Richard Jao. He used to be a rapper way back. I suggest you go there and watch it if you want to be an entrepreneur, a manager for entertainers, an artist. It's like a masterclass, to be honest. You will learn so much watching that channel. And if you want to be like a very successful business person, please go and watch Julian Chula's interview or conversation. It's very nice. But this story was inspired by some Gishuru's CTA. It happened to me, and I've never talked about it. So, how my boss pranked me. I used to be a customer care person. Okay, it wasn't like the one for Safaricom, like big and whatever. I just used to handle one of the company phones, and I used to be very good at it. So that was way back somewhere, somewhere. So one day, but then my boss told me one day I'm going to test you, and I was like, it's okay, you can call. I'll be waiting. I'll pass with flying colors. Have you listened to my voice? So it's at this point I have to say, by the way, wami sijangi Nairobi vizuri. So on that particular day, I got lost in Nairobi. I was going to either sides. There's a school called PC Kinyanjui. I had to pick something there, so I was going there, but then I was coming from Kileleshwa. Na hizo connect vitu nikapotea mahali, nikachoka, nikatembea. It was crazy. So by the time nilirudi kwa nyumba, I was so tired. But kwa matatu I received 2 missed calls. Mimi ni nani? I was like, I can't answer because like hello, hi, thank you for calling. You can't do that. I said, like, I couldn't do that. So I went home. I remember there were 2 calls. So nikafika, like, freshen up a bit. I was so tired. I had a splitting headache. So nika decide to call back. Hakushika. Then after 5 minutes akapiga. I could barely hear him. I was so tired. I was like, I need to wrap this conversation. But I asked him if I can call him the following day with a whole list of the things he was asking for. At the time, I could barely hear him. Kwanza, he was the one who was running the conversation. Oh, do you have this? Do you have this? And I'm like, yeah, we do. Can I call you back tomorrow? Mistake number. Actually, mistake number 1 was just calling when I was so tired. Anyway, so I asked another lady to call me back. I didn't ask another lady to call me back. I transferred some of the information to this lady. So this lady, we had talked early in the morning, and she had told me some prices had changed of some things. Oh, it is at this juncture I have to say there was a commercial break somewhere. I am wearing a dera. You should tell me to give you some. I should bring you deras. The ones I usually see people in Nairobi wearing, they're usually not nice. Anyway, so let me say, for purposes of this story, let me call this lady Lillian. So Lillian and I had talked. So I'm picking up from the lady. So Lillian and I had talked in the morning, and she had told me, it was a formal thing. She had written to me, hi, did you see? Hi, Taita babe. Okay, of course, she didn't say my name like that. Did you see the price changes in this? So I was like, no, I wasn't informed. But then I know Lillian can't lie to me. So I took Lillian's prices because she was, I mean, it was official communication. So now when I'm on this call with this person asks me some prices, and then I say those prices that Lillian gave me. And the girl on the other phone is like, those ones. I'm like, yeah, no, 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 no. So the following day, Lillian calls me and she's like, the guy you talked to yesterday is saying, actually, these are the prices you told him. I'm like, no, I did tell him the prices. I broke down to him. He is insisting. Me, I'm there. I'm like, no, okay, whatever. You know what? Lillian was like, let me just apologize and let me get everything straight. So nikasema sawa. Ikaanza kuwa something. I felt a bit ish about that, honestly, about that call. And I wanted, before I gave it to Lillian, I had wanted first aongea na Lillian, and then I call back and then like be my best version, because that was not how I behave. Hey, I think we talked with Lillian twice. Then I saw now my boss calling me. And then I usually know my boss. Akianzanga conversation na English. We're good. Like, we're good. Akianza na Kiswahili. Ilikuanga. So he was like, so hey, Taita babe, of course. It's not Taita babe. Uko salama? I was like, bas. The rubber has hit the road. I was like, yeah. Now, there is a client. No. I was like, yeah, no. What prices did you tell him? I was like, I said, no. Who told you those prices? And prior to that conversation, like I think a month before that, my boss had called me and we had discussed the prices, and it was something that he broke down prices for me. I didn't. I was like, they're saying prices Lillian had given me. So he asked me, who gave you those prices? I was like, Lillian gave me. Is Lillian your boss? I'm like, no. So kazi yako hausikilizangi, you're just going to do your own things. I was like, nilipiga makelele. And do you even know who you are talking to? Now when kiongeleshwa hivyo, I see Lillian calling me. And I'm like, I think she has connected it. So it hit me, whoever I was talking to was like, boss's boss uko juu. I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, because you are talking to Nani, he is the Nani, and you're on loudspeaker, and you are listening to you, and you are not here. Madhani lipelekeshwa. Safe to say, I failed that exam, by the way. But then after a while, when he had calmed down, he was like, because I remember it was when we were having that discussion, it was on our Thursday, Friday. So he was like, because I remember the weekend was coming over. So he told me, you know what? On Monday, you look for me. We are going to go through this and we're going to brush up on your skills, because clearly you are, ulikuwa tu unacheka tu, you know. Anyway, now I was very embarrassed after that phone call. I was extremely embarrassed. And I remember calling my best friend, and my best friend is like, this is not the situation I will tell you. What's the worst that can happen? Because the worst has already happened. You have already failed a test, which of course, you expect it to pass. And my boss was like, well, I told him to call you because I knew you were good. And I was like, okay, too much. You have too much faith in me. And then that's the one call, this is the funniest thing ever. I used to say I would never be caught pants down. I would always be that, when you talk to somebody and you feel very nice over the phone, I always used to say, like, I will be that person. Like, oh my God, whoever served me was very nice. That was who I used to say I wanted to be. But unfortunately, it didn't work out like that. Because the one phone call I was supposed to impress is the one phone call I embarrassed. And it just reminded me of how in scouts in primary school, be like, be prepared. I wasn't. And my best friend, Akanisho, she asked me a question. She was like, do you always pray that God to refine you and make you better? I was like, yeah, I do that prayer. So she was like, so now if you make such a prayer, how do you expect to not to be, work it under too much pressure so that you can become your best version? And I was like, I don't like it. I mean, why can't I just, I didn't like. So she was like, this is a process, and you've learned from it, and you've become better. And she told me, we can never be perfect. That's the thing. There will always be a day when you slip up, and it's being human. I was so hard on myself, but then and here's the thing, my friends, they're not the friends that you want. They're the friends that you need. They call me out on my BS, by the way. And so she really encouraged me. She was like, you know. And anyway, that is how I ended up being. And now here's the thing. I was on loudspeaker in front of the some of the directors of the company, and they were listening to me being very tired. But still, my boss still after kunipigia makelele over the phone. I think the way cartoons usually show unapigiwa makelele mpaka kunakuanga na ka graphic. I think that was how that phone call was. But we met with my boss, and he took me through everything, and he was like, it was a bad day, let's move forward. And we moved forward to a very fruitful relationship, and I never embarrassed him again. The next time he called, okay, it wasn't him, of course, it was someone else. I was super prepared. And so here's the takeout, because this is my story time. You're going to have bad days, like extremely bad days, embarrassing days. You're not going to be perfect. It's a crime to be perfect, but you're going to learn. Okay, guys, thank you for being on my channel. That's a lot of time. See you in my next one. Bye. Thank you for always checking up on me. So bye, love you. Bye. Oh, let me show you my dera. Wow. Bye.